Dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity to address you with the occasion of celebrating 20 years of activity of the National Anti-Corruption Directorate. Defending and strengthening democracy, fundamental rights and the rule of law in our Union and worldwide has become a more and more acute task. These are the bedrocks that need protection to ensure that we can enjoy our rights as citizens living in free societies. And this is a task for every one of us, be it in our institutional roles or as citizens. Corruption is a phenomenon that can affect the economy and the society at large. It affects trust in public institutions and political processes. It enables organized crime and hostile foreign interference. In short, this is a poison for our democracies. This is why it needs tackling in a comprehensive manner, from prevention to criminalization and law enforcement, as well as institutional cooperation. It is in this context that I would like to praise the role the Anti-Corruption Directorate has played in Romania as a specialized anti-corruption body. Throughout the years, your institution has fought corruption with determination and established a positive track record, as acknowledged by the Commission. It has not always been easy to fulfill this activity, be it due to challenges regarding the legislative framework or to shortcomings when it comes to human resources. Especially when we talk about high-level corruption cases, these are complex ones and often need to be handled under high public scrutiny. But prosecutors carry the responsibility of helping courts to do justice, and anti-corruption prosecutors carry the responsibility of ensuring that public money is always spent correctly for the purposes it is intended and in the interest of the citizens. They carry the duty of taking strong, lawful and determined action to eradicate all attempts to misuse public power for undue private gain. This is the goal that is worth your strong efforts. I encourage you to continue your activity with determination, rolling out your expertise and professionalism in bringing cases forward. On the Commission's side, I can reassure you of our continuous cooperation with Romania in the broader context of reforms regarding the justice system and the fight against corruption. This cooperation has evolved throughout the cooperation and verification mechanism, and in recent years our toolbox to address such matters at EU level has expanded. In particular, the rule of law mechanism with its annual report has become a horizontal framework for cooperation with a view to prevent or solve problems. It is also a framework to exchange best practices among member states. There is no perfect rule of law system, and even good systems can be always improved. Sharing experiences from national levels is one important stepping stone for raising the standards in the EU. I invite you to continue the constructive engagement as part of these processes. Finally, I would like to bring to your attention the recent announcement by President von der Leyen in the State of the Union. The Commission will put forward a package to update the anti-corruption legislative framework, including by raising standards on corruption offences. Also on this, your engagement when preparing the initiative will be welcome. Thank you for your attention, and I wish you a fruitful event.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, dear friends, when Romania, as a post-socialist country, turned towards the democratic path, towards the European Union and other international organizations, characterized by high level of democracy, respect of human rights, and fight against corruption, it started a long and difficult path. One of the most important institutions on this path was the National Anti-Corruption Directorate, a specialized prosecution service which, when it started, had an extremely important role. Namely, in all post-socialist countries, people only trust their governments if they see them fighting corruption seriously. And fighting corruption seriously for citizens of post-socialist countries means investigating, prosecuting, adjudicating, and sentencing individuals who are involved in corruption cases. So DNA had that extremely important role. But at the beginning, the DNA did not provide much of its work or of results. People almost started to lose trust. International community almost started to lose trust. But suddenly, the DNA started to produce. And they turned into a prosecutorial institution which was widely respected not only in Europe but across the world. It's the citizens of Romania trusted it. Needless to say that, let's say, the top political functions in the country at that time were afraid of it, and they were trying everything possible to destroy its work. But the DNA from those times served as a role model for many, many specialized anti-corruption prosecutorial units in many countries around the world. However, as it usually happens, when the politicians realized that DNA can be a really big threat for their activities, they consolidate their ranks, and there they started to fight back. It happened what I usually call the Empire Strikes Back. And some very difficult times for DNA came. Times which resulted in DNA losing its head, times when DNA was almost bring to a collapse. But it is an important sign that the former head of DNA became the head of newly established European Union Public Prosecutor's Office, which is not only a sign of recognition for her work, but it's also a sign of recognition for the DNA's work. And now the European Public Prosecutor's Office has a new head who learned all the tricks of the bad guys in Romania while serving for the DNA. The DNA today is a modern, impartial, objective, well-equipped, specialized prosecution service to fight corruption. As such, it deserves the trust of its citizens, it deserves the trust of the international community. And again, the DNA has a special role to play. Namely, as we all know, Romania is one of the candidates to join the OECD quite soon. And all the paths towards the OECD lead through the OECD Working Group on Bribery, which is the one giving the final assessment of the country's abilities and willingness to fight not only international bribery, but also domestic bribery. With the DNA functioning as it is functioning today, in this particular area, Romania should not have any problems. Of course, under the condition that DNA will not be attacked again in its own country. If that happens again, then the country will have serious problems to join not only the OECD Working Group on Bribery, but also to join the OECD as such. But let's be positive. Let us hope that, let's say, the bad guys in Romania have learned their lessons. They have learned that they cannot destroy the DNA, because the DNA is composed of a group of highly knowledgeable prosecutors, highly devoted prosecutors, which will do their job no matter what happens. And only that fact alone, it's enough to congratulate DNA at its big anniversary and wish it all the best in the years to come.
Chief Prosecutor Mr. Baloga, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am Simon Pei, President of the International Association of Anti-Corruption Authorities, or IACA in short. On behalf of IACA, I would like to extend my warmest congratulations to the National Anti-Corruption Directorate of Romania on its 20th anniversary. DNA has been achieving exemplary results in investigating and indicting corruption cases at all levels of different sectors, including the health sector, public procurement, and public administration. On the international cooperation front, DNA also actively contributes its anti-corruption expertise to the global community. Since the start of the new term of the IACA earlier this year, we are honored to have DNA as one of the executive committee members from the Eastern European region. Under the regional coordination mechanism, DNA has rendered full assistance in reaching out to anti-corruption agencies in Eastern Europe to enhance mutual communication and collaboration. IACA now has about 150 organizational members, including 25 new joinees, and I am delighted to know that over half of them are from Eastern Europe. DNA is generous in sharing its knowledge and experience in tackling corruption with counterparts around the world. 3 months ago, DNA's representatives shared insights on asset recovery at the IACA Regional Seminar in Eastern Europe, organized by the Ministry of Justice of Azerbaijan. Once again, I would like to express my gratitude to DNA for its active participation in and support to IACA for advancing the global fight against corruption and advocating the effective implementation of the United Nations Convention Against Corruption. Looking forward, I believe DNA would continue to scale new heights in combating corruption and contribute its expertise in the international anti-corruption community. On this special occasion, may I wish DNA a great celebration today and every success in the future anti-corruption endeavors. Thank you.